Hi, I'm Jason Roberts, and this is 606 Extra Time. So today we're going to be talking about relegation battles in the Premier League. I've been involved in 4 relegation battles. Obviously last season with Reading being relegated was one of the worst situations in my career. I mean, it's such a big deal to be relegated for players as well as the club. Obviously there's the financial implications, and as players, for most players they'll have a Premier League contract and a Championship contract, and invariably that will half your wages. So it's a big deal for the players. At Blackburn, one of the best moments of my career was actually staying up on the last day of the season away to Wolves, who also stayed up, and that made it a bit of a carnival atmosphere. I was also in a relegation battle with Blackburn as well. When Big Sam first came in, we managed to come away from that and end up halfway up the table. And also with West Brom, again, big disappointment where we were relegated. The feeling around the club when you're in a relegation battle can vary. I think the difference between staying up and going down will come down to the belief within the squad, and that can come from anywhere. When you're losing week in, week out, it's about watching that dressing room, the conversations had, and the belief that you can actually go out and overcome the odds and stay in the division. At the time of recording, Fulham are in the bottom 3 alongside Sunderland and Palace. All 3 have replaced their managers this season. Watching Fulham, one of the things that I noticed was not a lack of quality. They have fantastic players all over the pitch. What I saw was a lack of a cohesive plan, a lack of intensity, a lack of closing down, a lack of team spirit even. And the fans got what they wanted this weekend with Martin Yeo losing his job and René Molenstein coming in. There'll always be winners and losers in this situation in regards to players. Some players will play more, some players won't. But what a manager can do is bring in a new game plan, bring in a new confidence, a new vibrance around the place. I'm sure that's what René would look to do in his first couple of weeks in charge. Well, here's a stat that surprised me. It's never nice to see managers lose their job. But of the last 3 seasons, 5 managers have been sacked or promoted sides, and only 1 has been relegated. So for me, my 3 to go down are Palace, Sunderland and Cardiff City. I think Crystal Palace will go down purely because of the lack of the goals in the team. Now, when you're playing up front for a team in a relegation battle, chances are the hardest thing to come by. And I think Dwight Gale is going to find it hard to get opportunities. Nevertheless, he is a good player, alongside Cameron Jerome and Shamak, who hasn't really performed in the Premier League the way people would have expected him to. But chances will be at a premium, and whether those guys are going to have enough opportunities to score goals, that will be the case. I'm also tipping Sunderland to go down as well. I think Paolo Di Canio has left them in a really bad place. He's spent a lot of money on players who haven't got a huge Premier League experience. And I know Gus Poyet is going to want money to spend, but how much of that budget has already been spent? I'm also tipping Cardiff to go down as well. Their dramatic draw against Man United, as well as their fantastic win against Man City, gives a perception that they're doing a little bit better than they actually are. Only 3 wins so far this season. And again, I've also looked at the lack of goal scoring options they have. And bar Fraser Campbell, I'm not quite sure they have the tools to score as many goals as they're going to need to remain in this league. Who do you think is going to be relegated this season? Comment below or get involved in the debate online using hashtag BBC606ET.